Hello, this is Chris Cruz, and this is chapter number 3 of self identity and communication and culture. So, to start off first, I wanted to talk about identity. So, when it comes to identity, I feel like, and this is what I read from the chapter actually, is that depending of where you are growing up, also the people you surround yourself with really builds up and structures you and how you are as a person, how you grew up as a person, and also develop personality traits. And I strongly believe in that belief because I think it is very true. Um, we're humans. We take up a lot of knowledge like sponges. Whatever we see and whatever we are always around, and we soak it up and we reflect it onto ourselves, and we reflect it onto others. I know that when I was younger, my parents didn't grow up with a lot of things, and maybe didn't grow up with a lot of money, so they grew up and they worked hard for their stuff. They would work multiple jobs, work long shifts, just to put food on the table and pay for the rent. And now, all that effort, all that time and energy put into it has brought us into a better financial position than we were when we were younger. And I feel like that kind of mentality and that kind of demonstration of of culture is a way that I've always been, about. I always wanted to do more than what I can, whether that's in school and also in work. And it's something that worries me because sometimes I worry that I won't have any time for myself, and unfortunately it's starting to become like that because right now I work 2 jobs. I'm even trying to start up a business with my dad, and along with that, I go trade school. I go regular college classes. Um, I work a full-time job, a part-time job, and even in school, I would work. I would work part-time, but I would also take up early college, AP, honors. Really rarely I would take um, on level classes, and this is not to brag or anything like that or make myself sound more of a better sounding person. I mean, in general, I'm really kind of being open with this journal and really trying to reflect the fact that having all of these accomplishments isn't something that I would have never done if it wasn't for the fact that I grew up in the family. We would always strive to be the best that we can, no matter what. It's not to be idolized or have any kind of praise. It was just the fact that we knew this was what was better for us, and if we don't do it now, we will never do it ever. So, and that's something that is brought up in cultures. Everyone's culture is differently. Some parents are less forceful when it comes to getting their kids their first job, and some parents are more stricter in terms of going and getting your first job like as soon as you turn 16 or 18 even. Especially with traditions. I guess back in the day, a lot of 18-year-olds would move out. Nowadays, 18-year-olds they don't even think twice about moving out. A lot of people still live with their parents until they're 25, and that's okay. And it's a way of tradition now, and culture has been developing and it's changing. So, and this is something that's personal to me, but my girlfriend, she's mixed. She is half white, half black. So she has a uh, way different way of living because she has 2 different kinds of cultures. Her mom's white, her dad. Wait, no, sorry. Her mom is black and her dad is white. So she has a way different sense of um, culture and traditions in both families. So because in my situation, I'm more of a linear kind of culture, but just because I'm just mainly Hispanic, I don't have any mixed families in terms of, you know, besides that I'm just Hispanic. But um, but I think this is a good start to go with the question that I wanted to ask is that how can we still communicate about culture and tradition without losing its actual self identity within among ourselves, but also among within the tradition and culture? Because I know that in days now, and we always having a new sense of realization and always a new sense of change. So over time, will there be an adjustment in some people's culture and traditions, or will it stay the same? Because not everybody wants to stay in the past. Everybody wants to evolve and develop and bring up new senses of traditions and paths. So that's overall from what I've concluded within this chapter. I think this chapter was very um, a good self of reflection, because I feel like this is where people really struggle, is self identity, and this is where a lot of people lose themselves and figuring out who they are as a person and how they can maintain their self esteem without losing their own sense of worth. But yeah, and I appreciate you watching my video, and thank you.